morning, Lisa. Welcome to the Morning Muffin, your morning carbo load of real estate. I'm Jennifer Cotis.
And you I'm Lisa Wickman. Good morning.
You're next to me.
Oh, I did it right. That's
good. Yeah, I have a really hard time doing that. Okay, so today
it's Monday. We haven't been on for a week.
Yes. And I have to tell you that because I threw out what we were doing last week, last Tuesday or something like that.
We were talking about pets.
We're doing today. Had a dream that we had already done this.
Oh no, you're frozen.
But we had already done it. I know that we already talked about animal shelters and stuff, but we hadn't talked about what it's like in the market, in the real estate market.
Right. Maybe we should have restarted your computer.
Sorry.
Anyway. Okay, well, let's talk about pets and home sales.
Okay. I'm going to just shut down my other computer in hopes that I'm stealing bandwidth from my place out in the country. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's better.
Okay.
Sorry,
so
everyone.
Pets and home sales. Let's talk about it. This is the great part about real estate is I find that a lot of my clients, and I don't know if you can find this true, but they want to buy a house because they can't have a dog in their rental situation or something like that. Or they're worried about pet rent and damage and stuff like that. So they wait often to get a pet until they purchase a home. And so we look with homes in mind that they're going to get a pet. And so they're really excited. And we've got some things we can talk about. But there's also some problems with when it comes to selling a home and then having a pet and the visitations and things like that.
Right. Well, we could start with that NAR page and talk about some statistics. So the National Association of Realtors put out this year, they did a 15,000 person survey, I believe that's the right number, April, on animals and pets in the home buying process. And I have just some interesting stats, but 38% of our clients have pets. This is a nice little overview of kind of their the stats, but I've got them written down. 38% of our clients have pets, as I said, but only 1%, it says, buy a house because of a pet, which is kind of a contradiction. But I think, you were talking about people that want to get a dog who are renting and so forth.
I think that you might be misreading that statistic a little, maybe backwards. I think that only 1% of home buyers are looking for, they're not brand new home buyers. They're current people that own that are looking to buy a new home specifically to fit the needs of their pet. So these are people that are transitioning for a home that's very specific for their pet. Does that make sense?
The 1%.
Yeah, 1%. That makes more sense, right? Right, because there's other ones that say that they would be willing to accommodate it. But I think that for example, there was this really cute on Criminal, one of the podcasts that I listened to. There is a little cute interview of this man who does canine units, and he bought a new place for a new canine dog as he was retiring his old one, and it talked about the home sale transition. And I could put that podcast in there, but it was like a cute little love story. You know me, it was whimsical.
We love our pets. You have 2 dogs. I have a dog, and I just moved. Let me just finish this. It just says 18% of people are looking for outdoor space, or that it's really important for their pets. Here you go. Are you willing to move for a pet?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So when I was looking for a house, what was super important for me was to have a fenced yard, because I'd never had a fenced yard, and I've had animals for about 18 years. And I did not want to take that dog out in the yard anymore, and she's not that well trained. So a fenced yard was super important to me. And hopefully
Yeah.
we won't be hearing her today.
Whereas I was like the opposite. I have a really super well trained dog that I don't need a fence for, and she'll just stay in my patch.
Yeah, you're a better dog trainer than I am.
She's just super smart, and it's not me. This is all my husband.
Oh, well, he's a good dog trainer then. Yeah. But I mean, I've worked with so many people who have had pets. So, and I know you have as well.
Yep. Yep. Lots of cats, lots of dogs, a couple birds, some snakes, some guinea pigs. All the pets, all the rainbow of pets.
Yeah. One of the things I just came to mind was about my house, and about things we're going to talk about what homeowners should do when they have a pet in selling. But right now we were just talking about buyers. Was the odors that animals leave behind can be pretty severe.
Yes, yeah.
Well, hello. Where did you go? Did we lose Jennifer? I think we did.
Why would they put those buttons next to one another? No,
I don't know.
I went to cancel share screen and I left the studio.
You left the studio. I'm like, where's Jennifer?
These.
It's okay.
Sorry. Okay, so yes, odors. I can remember, I have my very first story of being a real estate agent, not my very first listing, but my second listing that I ever had was a disabled woman who was unable to care for her pets and kind of let in stray cats. And you have to have so much compassion and empathy for these people because cats live for a really long time. We've had this conversation before. It's a commitment and life happens, right? So it wasn't things happen. It wasn't it all stems from good intentions, right? And companionship. So you have to be tactful, you have to be resilient, and you have to be knowledgeable. It's super hard to get rid of cat pee. Like I've heard stories and builders having to flood basements of homes with bleach up to 2 feet up high of the wall. I've had, there's a million different products that claim they can do it. And honestly, it's just, it depends on the surface that it's in, depends on how long it's been happening. And every case is completely unique.
Well, in my case, I had to replace the carpet. I had people that were coming in and helping me, and they're like, when I first bought it, just had people over, and they couldn't be in my basement because of the cats. So I had my fence cleaned and redid my carpet. Yeah.
And I think you have another article in here, which I'm going to pull up.
I do, from the New York Times, which is basically quoting everything from that article put out by
How pets factor into home sales. However, this is more, I like this here. So it's got these stats here. But like here, real estate professionals, replace anything damaged by a pet, 72% here. Suggested changes from real estate professionals for selling: replace carpet or finished floors, remove pet objects, professionally clean the home, replace anything damaged, take animals out of the home for showings.
Right.
So important. And I have, you replace the carpet. You'd have to replace the padding. but if it had gone on long enough or if it was deep enough, they'd have to replace possibly the subfloor. They might have
Sometimes.
had to seal the subfloor with some products to seal it. I sold a condo that had puppies, and there was no subfloor; it was concrete underneath. So all we had to do is like do the best to like seal the concrete, because concrete's porous as well. So yeah, it was, you have these unique challenges. So it's, and we're willing to work with you. We know lots of vendors and lots of things to overcome these issues. This is a great article, and I'm going to both copy and paste both of these here in the comments below. Oh, there we go. So you guys can see them.
Great.
Okay. And
fenced yard. People want a fenced yard.
But I'm gonna stop sharing screen. I'm gonna take this off, and I'm gonna talk about, the best solution is obviously to remove your pets during visitation times. We all, especially, I'm gonna say this, with the rise in working from home and people adopting pets, we have seen that trend over this past year. We have new pets. We have older pets being adopted with not only bad habits but bad manners, and you just might not know your pet as well as you think you do around strangers. They can be skittish, there could be issues. So the best solution, and I put during visitation times, because once there's the home showings are all done, then somebody comes in and inspects the home, and an appraiser comes in. So there's going to be people like flowing through your home that these pets, cats and dogs, we all know that one cat that's like, we're trying to run out the door. Dear God, I don't know how many times I've chased a cat around a yard trying to get it back in the house because they're fast. But the best thing is just to remove them during visitation times.
I want to tell you something. I was looking at a house for myself, not to buy, but just investigating this house for a client, and it had one of those cats in there that was, following me around and hissing at me and stuff. And I wasn't warned that there were cats, and it smelled horrible. But anyway, when I left the house, a cat ran into the house.
Oh God!
I had to assume that, and I'm allergic to cats, so I had to assume that the cat belonged there. It was waiting at the door, and I didn't see it, and it ran in the house, and I just locked it up and left. I couldn't chase the cat.
Oh, right? What's that old parable that they had? It's not good or bad. Only time will tell, right? But okay, so the next solution is kennel up. If you guys can put them in a kennel, that would be great. Definitely. I know it's really hard with cats in kennel. They growl, they scratch. Dogs in kennels, they're somewhat more natural in them than a cat is. And then it's terrible that we have to do this. And, you might be at work all day. They might be kenneled up, and then you come home from work and you have showings, and you feed them, walk them, and then you have to kennel them up again. It can be a little heartbreaking, but it's temporary, which is why, and especially in the wintertime, because in the summertime, you just take them for a really long walk. You go to the dog park, it's light outside, but now it's dark and it's cold, and you can't always do that. So, the other solution is, if you can't kennel them, isolation. I've seen that too, where this bedroom is off limits. There is a cat, or there was a pig in one of mine.
Oh my God. A pig? Oh my goodness.
A pig. It was, and it happens. People have pets. I told you, I I love to see all these pets and the people and it's so great. But yeah, I mean it's a you get to see life on its own terms. You get to open the door. You never know what you're greeted with. And
Well,
so we just advise our clients to be safe.
yes, and I believe you just told me a story that you saw on Facebook that somebody showed their dog bite. A realtor
Yeah,
or a
a
client?
real estate group that I belong to. We share tips, advice, and things like that. And a dog bite. It didn't break the skin, but you could definitely see where the teeth were. It looked painful and red, and yeah, there was no
Yeah.
blood. So I mean, that was good. Otherwise, I
You
would.
need to kennel your or isolate your animals for sure.
And I'm not gonna put the weight of the burden either on these or on these sellers because sometimes we have um buyers with service animals and there might not be fully service animals. They might just be emotional support animals. And I use this because they're two different categories, right? In the ADA, there's two legal different definitions of an emotional support animal and a service animal. They're very specific and there's a very different kind of licensure. But what's really popular is to have an emotional support animal and buy a little cute vest that says service animal on it and they can bring it everywhere, even though it's not technically and you can't call it out, but they don't have the same training. So that there can be issues with that. I have seen I had a buyer I think I told you this. Well, no, it wasn't my buyer. It was another person in our office who had an emotional support animal take a big number two
No.
on the carpet.
Oh, that's right.
And they were just looking at the house with their dog. So we kind of frown upon bringing your service animals on showings because of that. We don't know what kind of, you know, dog
Things happen.
senses. Yeah, yeah, they have to, territories are marked already. You never know how a dog is going to behave once you get in there. So it's better safe than sorry. I mean, we
Don't
all
bring your
have
pets on showings.
stories, don't
What?
we? I said we all have stories and we can go on and on about it, but let's take care of what needs to be done.
Yes, I think we're good.
Yeah. Okay. So I placed one article in there. I'm just gonna put that PowerPoint presentation in there for you guys. And we can go on. Lisa, do you remember what we have going on tomorrow?
I do not.
Let me look.
I do not.
Um, Okay, so here's that other one from realtor.com and the morning muffin. Oh, you know what I did? I printed it out. I don't even have to flip over. Okay, it is because I printed it out. Oh, St. Paul and St. Peter, brother
Oh,
cities, interlinked in Minnesota history. Love it. Okay, so we'll see you tomorrow.
we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day, everyone.
Okay, guys.
Bye.